9 kids died, bro. I was pumping the chest of one little boy when my man was crying. I'm pumping on the chest of a little 17-year-old boy. How would you feel?
I can't speak Diddy's name, any of his family, or any of his business partners and their business partners and their business partners, and also says you can never speak of this contract or its existence. Why couldn't you just give me my rightful dues?
Me and Cassie said that. So my wife right here, Cassie right here, jumped off the bar, came over and said, yo, Cassie, tomorrow, I want you to shave the side of your head.
They can hide some, unless she did her book on Google Duo and it's in the clouds and they could get somebody to get it out of there. She ain't got no book. It's just a conspiracy. Kim, it was alleged that she did have a book and that her book was about to come out. And she was talking about all the perils, everything that she went through in the music business and with Diddy. All the men that they slept with together, because there were men that they slept with together. There were swinging times that they slept with together. I don't know, man. How do you put your girl through some shit like that? Or how you look at your girl and knowing that she sexing another dude? What kind of demonic mind you have to be that far gone where that shit don't bother you for somebody that you love? But Kim Book was going to express all that. And I hope she did her book on Google Docs or she did her book somewhere that is floating in the cloud of the internet that somebody could go get it one day. Because any picture you take, anything that you write or say, it's in that internet cloud. It just gotta be, you just gotta go get it. And one day, somebody gonna go get it. But I'm sure that he probably got hold to those tablets or whatever she had, allegedly, and got rid of them.
Even if Kim's gone, the proof of her being subjected to years of violence isn't. P. Diddy, the man who is not only responsible for shaking the entire world with his intense list of sexual and physical allegations, but also his knack for burning the entirety of everything around him for the sake of his kinks and fantasies.
We were scheduled to do the outside of the college, outside of the gym, Navy, because that's what my team was good at. You understand? I had 18 guys prepared to be outside to make sure that we could get the crowd in order. You understand? Before there was any crowd. You gotta set the things up before you even get the crowd like that, especially in those type of things. And back then in the days, we used to have dogs and everything. I would have a guy with 2 dogs walking the street, making sure people go down the lane, you know what I'm saying, and don't bum rush the doors. You know, people ain't bum rushing the doors when you got dogs out there. You know what I mean? So, and it's crazy that we have to do parties like that, but that was one of our security things that we did. So now, Puff called me and said, yo, Gene, we only need 8 guys. I said, 8 guys? You can't, ain't no way you're gonna do the Shooter College with 8 guys. He said, no, Heavy D, because him and Heavy D was doing a party together. He was like, yo, Heavy D wants the FOIs to do the outside. I said, the FOIs? He said, yeah. So I said, yo, fuck it, I ain't gonna do it. You know, and then my man, who's my partner, Slick, said, yo, man, we're gonna go ahead and do it, man. And we just gonna get a couple of bottles, just gonna chill, and, you know, we just go outside. We do the downstairs. So Puff told me that he just wanted us to do inside the gym to make sure that nobody, be over the celebrities like that. That's what he wanted my team to do. But most of the celebrities gonna have their own security anyway. You know what I'm saying? That was just a way to cut our security off anyway. So he cut the security and he got the FOIs, and the FOIs left their post, and that's how the people bum rushed the door, and 9 people died by going down those corridors.
And you blame Diddy for that?
Yeah, I do. It's his fault. But it's Jessica's fault for shutting the door. Because had she not shut the door, people would have just walked in the gym. And you'd have had a gym full of people. Do you understand what I'm saying? Nobody would have probably died. It's her fault and it's his fault.
So you really think it's Diddy's fault? Why you believe that?
Because you don't cut security to save $1. You don't cut security when security is the most important thing that you gotta have at these places. And that's what he did. He didn't listen. He didn't listen. And I even told him, I said, yo, if the FOIs don't get a barricade away from this door, people gonna die tonight. I told that to him. And what happened? 9 people died that night. Come on, bro, 9 kids died, bro. I was pumping the chest of one little boy when my man was crying, talking about, yo, this is my first time him being out. This is the first time him being out, bro. My mama gonna kill me. I'm pumping on the chest of a little 17-year-old boy. How would you feel?
In a brand new turn of events, there is now an update explaining how Kim Porter's sister has blatantly leaked the evidence supporting how the rapper tried shutting down Cassie and her case. Here's everything you need to know. So, what made Diddy attempt to shut Cassie down?
I hit Puff. I'm like, yo, I'm in Miami. I'm on the yacht. I'm about to come past y'all. Nigga said, pull up, nigga. Me and Cassie, we just laying around. We ain't doing nothing. We chilling. I said, I'm gonna pull up. Nigga, I pulled up, doctored that house, got off, went in there, them niggas, got on the jet skis, went and kicked it for about 2 hours. When it was time to leave, he's like, nigga, what y'all doing tonight? Bring your wife, let's go out. I like, bet. So me and Puff talking, we kicking it. I'll never forget this. I pulled back up, Puff like, get in a Jeep with me, nigga. He like, need to get you some of these Jeeps right here. And nigga, get you a Jeep like this when we come to Miami, nigga, we can mob like this. I'm like, yeah, this shit, it's the move. So we riding to the club, bumping Biggie. I'm like, this high. I'm like, I ain't never really get the opportunity to just be with Puff like nigga, me and you, he never overshadowed me, but we never got a chance to just be together. It was here and there, moments in time. But like how that moment was, I was like, he's like, feel right, nigga. We need to be like Mob. And I'm like, yeah, nigga. So I never forget, we pull up to fucking Live. When we get to Live, Bird, well, Hitmaker, Scarface, when that white woman was coming down the escalator. Yep. And he was in that man's house and he saw that man's wife and was like this. I was watching Puff. And then Puff was looking up there. He saw this white woman. It was bottles on bottles on bottles around. It was lit. Puff jumped out. Me and Cassie sitting next to each other. My wife right here, Cassie right here. The nigga jumped off the bar, came over and said, yo, Cassie, tomorrow, I want you to shave the side of your head. And I was like, what the kind of request is that? So when I'm like, so when I look up there, this white woman's side of her head was shaved. And the looked good with it. So I was looking at Cassie, I was like, well, I was like, you're not about to do that, are you? She said, well, I mean, whatever Sean wants, I'm gonna do. I was like, well, you make sure you send me a picture before you do that. So within like 2-3 days, she sent me a picture. I'm like, she done shaved her head. I'm like, that shit look good. When that shit hit the internet, boom.
She started a whole trend, man.
A whole trend, and I watched it happen.
She started a whole
So
trend.
I got so many moments and stories in time like this, bro, I could go on for days.
Not too long ago, hip-hop music and fashion entrepreneur Sean Diddy Combs was served with a civil lawsuit, alleging that during a 10-year period, he sexually assaulted and trafficked singer Cassie, who was also his girlfriend at the time. Combs is named as a defendant in the lawsuit, along with Bad Boy Records, Epic Records, Bad Boy Entertainment, and Combs Enterprises. Early in the 1990s, Combs, one of the most prominent and prosperous music industry executives, founded Bad Boy. Besides that, he created the Ciroc vodka trademark and started the apparel line, Sean John. According to Cassie's lawsuit, Combs, who was 37 at the time, enticed the singer into a romantic connection in 2005 when she was 19 by signing her to his record label, Bad Boy Records. The lawsuit claims that within a few years, he forced her into a sexual relationship, exposed her to excessive drinking and drug usage, and forced her to obtain fake prescriptions to feed his own addictions.
You know, we look at this and we say, well, that was his girl and she did it on her own. She didn't have to. Man, you can't say that. That was a 19-year-old girl that what they call now groomed by an older man. And yes, she got some of the benefits of being with a billionaire, millionaire, and everything like that. But it's just certain things that he did to groom her and put her into that position that she wanted the career, she wanted to do the music, she wanted to be a performer and all this stuff like that. He held all that shit over her head, bro. And now that she came out and telling everybody her story and what happened to her, people are finding fault in her. People are saying that she ain't right for putting a lawsuit against him, but she earned every bit of that, bruh. And like I said, I only seen bits and pieces of it, but she earned every bit of that. Yo, I heard that he beat her so bad he sent her to Hawaii so she could stay away from people. That's crazy, man. But that's Kim's story.
According to the lawsuit, Combs also frequently kicked and punched Cassie, raped her in her house when she tried to leave him, and blew up another man's car when he discovered he had feelings for the singer. Additionally, it claims that Combs made Ms. Ventura perform sexual acts with male sex workers while filming and masturbating the encounters. The lawsuit claims that Mr. Combs was prone to uncontrollable rage throughout their relationship and frequently beat Ms. Ventura savagely. No one dared to speak up against their frightening and ferocious boss, even though Mr. Combs' staff, employees of Bad Boy Entertainment, and Mr. Combs' related businesses witnessed these beatings. In a statement announcing her shocking lawsuit, which was filed in U.S. District Court in Manhattan, Cassie stated, "After years in silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships." Cassie, whose official name is Cassandra Ventura, further stated, "With the expiration of New York's Adult Survivors Act fast approaching, it became clear that this was an opportunity to speak out about the trauma I have experienced and that I will be recovering from for the rest of my life." Since last November, accusers of sexual assault have had a one-year window to file civil claims under the Adult Survivors Act, which would have otherwise been prohibited by the statute of limitations. In a statement, Combs' attorney Ben Brafman said that his client vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. Brafman stated, "Ms. Ventura's demand of $30 million was categorically rejected as blatant blackmail under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship." Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Ms. Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday. In retaliation, Combs offered Ms. Ventura 8 figures to silence her and prevent the filing of this lawsuit, according to Douglas Wigdor, Cassie's attorney. Rejecting his efforts, she made the decision to give voice to all women who endure silent suffering. Ms. Ventura should be applauded for her bravery, Wigdor added. No human should have to endure what Ms. Ventura has endured. Speaking out against Diddy once more, Aubrey O'Day has also asserted that just like Cassie, he attempted to bribe her and other former Bad Boy musicians' silence. The former Danity Kane vocalist disclosed that Diddy was actually attempting to silence them by attaching an NDA to his act of restoring old musicians' publication rights.
Thing you could imagine why somebody would want to fire somebody.
Can you give us a little?
I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas.
And were other girls doing?
I was the only one that was in those types of positions.
Wow. When you look back on that, how does that make you feel?
You know, I have such a love-hate with it all because I don't think I would have been able to be so successful in so many other areas had I not been trained under Diddy. He was the hardest person that you can work for, and it was torture. And not the work part of it, but the other stuff. Mind games, like just all the girls were so divided, and the men and the people running it had their hands in it, moving everything. There was a lot of betrayal. There was a lot of lies. There was a lot of, you know, when you're young and impressionable and we understand our beauty as women through the eyes of the people observing us. Well, who's observing us? Men. So we learn our beauty through a man's eye, which is very subjective. So it's difficult when you're that young to understand your worth as a woman through the men that I was around, and that was very traumatic. I don't think any of us have healed from that. Diddy would be like, you're not hot anymore, like what happened? You don't have anything, like you don't have any curves. You're looking like you're not looking like, I can't get people to think that you're my good looking person. And there was no Me Too at that time. There was no protecting anyone at that time. You signed a million NDAs and a million contracts that took away all your rights. So you really were operating in an environment that you had no control in.
To be precise, O'Day talked candidly with TMZ regarding the ongoing probe against Diddy for the magazine's expose, The Downfall of Diddy. The documentary explores the fallout from the rapper and many individuals in his inner circle being the subject of a federal investigation after raids on their residences.
Surround Us Stories was me going on Glenn's podcast and reading the contract, parts of it, to the world. And then that went viral after Cassie dropped her lawsuit. My name was trending with Diddy and Cassie. And I thought Drake released an album, but no, it turns out it was because of that interview. Because in that interview, Glenn asked me, why do you think he's lying about this or making it seem like you're getting all of this stuff back when it's really not what it sounds like? If they had just approached me, even with just the publishing they can only give me now, right? If Sony just said, all we can give you is what it is now. Why did that come with a contract that said I can't speak Diddy's name, any of his family, or any of his business partners and their business partners and their business partners, and also says you can never speak of this contract or its existence? Why couldn't you just give me my rightful dues with putting none of the rest of it on there? I would really like someone from Sony to answer that for me. If there are any lawyers or anyone from Sony that can provide that answer, I would really appreciate it. And so would the band member in my group that didn't sign the contract either. We would like to know the answer to those questions. It's really hard to get any answer.
O'Day asserted in her interview with Diddy that Diddy attempted to purchase her silence last year, as well as the silence of other former Bad Boy singers, by giving back their publication rights. After a falling out with Diddy, the former Danity Kane singer, who had previously been signed to Bad Boy Records, was fired from the group. O'Day claimed that when Diddy gave his former musicians their music rights back, she realized something wasn't right. She asserted that there were conditions to the performance, including their silence, and that the rapper was likely trying to silence as many people as possible in advance of the lawsuits and impending probe. In a recent conversation, O'Day discussed Diddy's home raids and stated that it was about time. She further disclosed that in the event of a trial, she would be willing to testify against him. That's all for today. Make sure to share your thoughts in the comments below. For more updates, hit the bell icon.